into the fourth day of the war between Israel and Hamas after the militant group launched a surprise attack into southern Israel. More than 1,500 people have died, with many more injured. Graphic footage has spread on the internet, and as ever, the threat of disinformation looms large. One platform that isn't a stranger to criticism on that front, X, formerly known as Twitter, and this conflict doesn't appear to be any different. Even CEO Elon Musk posting questionable news sources, then deleting, adding to the debate over spurious content. More on this and what's on his radar. We've got Yahoo Finance's own Rick Newman. Hey, Rick.
Hey, Brad. Twitter, I still call it Twitter. A lot of people still call it Twitter. I mean, it was always a challenge to figure out what was true and what was not true on Twitter. And before Elon Musk bought it, Twitter actually did try to help you out there by figuring out what were bogus accounts, bot accounts, and false claims, and at least making an effort to do some fact checking. Elon Musk, when he bought the platform last year, eliminated all that. And even worse than that, anybody can get the blue check mark for $8 a month, and you don't have to prove who you are. You don't have to prove you're a real person. You're who you say you are. And we're now seeing a real-time experiment or some results of what all that has done. I mean, people who follow this, people who do open source intelligence, so-called OSINT, and try to track what's going on, they say it's just become harder than ever to figure out what's true and what's not. I mean, another part of the problem is if you pay that $8 per month, your tweets actually get promoted above other tweets by people who do not pay the $8. So propagandists and people who just want to fling trash and garbage into the social media sphere are just taking advantage of the fact that they can pay Elon a few bucks a month, and their tweets, dishonest or disinformation tweets, kind of go to the top of the queue, if you will. So this was always a problem, and I think the bottom line now is, if you see something on Twitter, you should probably assume it's false rather than it's true, unless you know the person that it is coming from.
And Rick, this is very concerning, obviously, on many levels, but also just bringing it back here to the U.S. ahead of the election that is just over a year away. Just kind of in terms of what this signals just about the misinformation and the lack of, I guess, the ability to police the information on their site, and the trouble that could then cause us Americans here in the future as well.
It could cause plenty of trouble. And to all of that, you can add artificial intelligence and deep fakes, which make it easier to create videos that look really legitimate and really accurate, but actually are fake. So I think we are going to see I mean, it's obviously just going to be worse than it ever has been before. And a lot of this is not accidental. I mean, we know now that we know Russia's involvement in the U.S. election in 2016, we know Russia deliberately tried to plant that kind of information. And we weren't paying attention as much then as we are now. But Russia and other people who want to disrupt, order and decency in places like the United States, they're going to be using this platform. And Elon Musk, frankly, he seems to relish it. So I think there is an opportunity here for better products that can compete with Twitter. And you've got two that are trying, Threads by Facebook, and then the new one by Jack Dorsey, who was one of the original Twitter founders, called Blue Sky. But those just have not caught on yet, really. And even Blue Sky, the rollout is still underway. And I think the open question is, they probably could do a better job than Twitter is doing. But Twitter has first mover advantage still. It just has the mass of people there. And it does seem to be an open question whether a competitor could come along and to attract enough people that you get all the eyeballs on a different platform rather than on Twitter. I hope somebody at least tries in 2024.
Yeah, well, Threads was able to attract a heck of a lot of people at the get-go. But again, it's just engagement and getting those users to stay. Rick Newman, always great to get your perspective. Thanks.
Bye, guys.